What's up? This is Ryan.
Hey, and it's Michael with All Day Unpacked. Welcome back to another episode. We are talking about there's a new drop, there's a new playbook, and there is a new trade-in challenge coming up this week. And just wanted to kind of, there's a lot to kind of go over and break down. Some of it's kind of what we talked about before about what we need to do, and some of it's different. So have you got a chance to really look at it, or what are your thoughts so far from what you've seen?
Well, I went right to the big dogs. That's where I started. I looked at the trade in for the Ultimate Serial One, the
Yeah.
LaDainian Tomlinson and the Eric Dickerson, which I'm sure everybody was kind of waiting to see what was going on there. I did notice like how many different trade in challenges there were. It seemed like I think there was a total of 6 to 8, if I'm remembering right. What was it?
There are,
Is
yeah, so there, let's see
There
here.
was two in
There are,
existence that have. So let's just double check our work here. So it's actually, let's split the difference and let's call it 7. There's
there are
7.
seven.
So there's the Earn a Legends of the Turf Legendary Pack, Earn a Legends
Yep.
of the Turf Hot Route Pack, Earn a Legends
Two
of the
hot route pack,
Turf
3 hot
Hot
route
Route
packs.
Pack 2, and then Hot Route Pack 3. I won't read them all. And then there's the Eric Dickerson Ultimate number 1. Then
Yep.
there's the Legendary Crate, and then there's the Danian Tomlinson serial number 1. So
Right.
it's like any kid in a candy store, you run to the big dog first. So I ran to the Eric Dickerson and LaDainian Tomlinson and was immediately just slapped across the face and just went, damn.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The night before when I got really excited, I wrote down a few things that I was really excited about, and I wanted to like make sure that I was being positive. So let me just start with this. They had it on the front page of the website. Like
Yep.
when this challenge was coming out, the playbook, everything was coming out, they had it on the front page. It was easy to find. Well done. Good job. Because
Yeah.
that was the
on
first
Twitter.
time that
It was on, yeah, they went through all their channels. They didn't
it's
just do
not that like
Discord.
every single page that I went through the night before, it was at the very top. It's like they pinned it to the top, and it was on every single page, and it's like you couldn't miss it if you were a freaking idiot. So for that, I will say that any challenge they do, anything they do moving forward, use that, because that's a great way to communicate with your users. I thought that was very well done. So I wanted to say that because, again, the night before I was like, I want to make sure I'm keeping it positive here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about it? I'm kind of reading through. I don't want to
Yeah. I
bore
mean,
people.
so I love the idea that they are taking, like, we talked about this. We use CJ Stroud, and they're using some historical moments, which I get. They're not as big of a draw. I'm going to admit I'm a little torn about this, just because I'm kind of disappointed that they did another historical release. And I get, like, it's cool that they're doing some ultimate moments here with Tomlinson and Dickerson, and I think those are well-deserved moments, but it's, I don't know. My concern is that they're not gonna, like, what are they gonna do for you? Like, they're collectibles and they're cool,
Mhm.
but no
Yep.
utility, no anything for you, just because they aren't relevant players. And I'm really down on how they've, like, not, all these, like, different moments, and they keep saying, like, they're gonna utilize them, and, like, I mean, all the way back to, like, team moments, right? And they kept telling you, like, oh, well, we'll utilize this, we'll utilize that, and none of it's been utilized, none of it. So
Sure.
I just feel like it's probably going to be another kind of, like, honestly, I kind of thought about jumping in on this and trying to go for some stuff, but I think, honestly, at the end of the day, I want to sit it out, because it's like, save my money for a Caleb Williams rookie, because that's going to be expensive to chase. So I think I'd probably sit this one out a little bit more, so just because I don't see, I like the collectability of it, but I don't know. I just don't see anything, like, with this product, that's a lot of money to dump in right now. So
Yeah, it felt like the LaDainian Tomlinson and Eric Dickerson. I mean, they're great, but it's like what they were asking you to give up. I mean, sure, the one side had a Kyler Murray on it, the other side had Lamar Jackson on it. I felt like those were the
well, but it's
two.
not. Yeah, it, burning Kyler Murray is not going to do any good though, because it's average sale price. So there are
Correct. But
some really good ways to game the system. Like,
yes,
so let's take a step back. I want to, like, I know you talked about the two big dogs, but there's another big
yeah,
dog in my mind, which is that crate. And that
right,
crate is a new concept. And what that crate is all 12 of the legendary moments wrapped into one crate that will then, you can lock those 12 to get the other additional 3 legendary moments. So you're really getting 15 legendary moments, with this crate. And it's based on what you burn. It's based on kind of the average sale price of those items. And it's really interesting, the strategy too, because like I was kind of looking through, because that one really caught my eye. And so I was looking through, and what I noticed was there's a Cooper Cup Series 1 legendary moment that was selling for around $400 to $500 to $600. And its average sale price is like $2,500, $2,600. And there were a couple of big, a couple of them sitting out there in like that, in that range, and they've been getting snatched up. And I'm seeing, people are using that strategy, because if
right,
you buy 2 of those, that's going to be like $5,000 worth of burns, which would by far and away put you in first place right now. Now, there's still, 4 days left, so I'm sure people are going to do things, but value for dollar, like that Cooper Cup was probably the best value to buy to assure yourself to get a crate. And so you're seeing a lot of these Cooper Cups get bought up just for that explicit purpose, which will be interesting too, because it's like you're seeing a lot of moments getting bought behind the scenes, but people aren't putting them out there yet. They're like kind of holding their hand and waiting until the end so that people don't snipe them. So
got
it'll
it.
get fast and furious at the end, and that'll be fun to watch. But we'll see how that all plays out.
Right. I think you kind of shot your wad there on the crate. I thought we were kind of holding that one for a little bit, but yeah, I agree. I like the strategy that's involved with that one. I feel like that to me is kind of more in line with what we expected to happen. So I feel like for the legendary crate, great. I feel like that, that's more in line with what we wanted. Again, I'm going to go back to the big dogs again. And I just, I'm looking at the leaderboard, you know, looks like Scrub AD for LaDainian Tomlinson
Yep.
threw up an Aaron Rodgers that has total average of 11 grand. So
Right.
he's just kind of sitting there. He just kind of put his nuts on the table. And
Eh,
I think that maybe somebody will come in and snipe him. But, how much are people going to be willing to give up for a LaDainian Tomlinson
For number one, a
ultimate?
lot. I mean,
There'll be
I'll make
more
a
than
prediction
that.
right now, and I'll say that, like, Scrub AD or whatever is out there, but someone will snipe him. That
So,
will not win that. That won't win Ladanian.
I understand that won't win it, and neither will KG Beast, who's like got what $398 put down for Eric Dickerson. I understand that those
Yeah.
might not win, but I think the thing that I guess the thing that kind of I was just disappointed in is when I looked at this, I thought, okay, this is going to be really fun for a handful of people. It's
Mm-hmm.
and again, I kind of knew going in that it was probably out of my reach, right? I knew
Yeah.
that going in, but I just thought it would be more fun to kind of maybe watch. And really, it's just like, it's going to be fun for about 2 minutes. It's going to be like
Yeah. The last half hour, it'll be fun.
not even that. I think it's going to be less than that. And again,
No,
it's
it's
going to
usually
come.
that last half hour has historically been what the buildup is that I've noticed from watching a couple. But
I guess if I'm buying high priced legendaries that I'm getting ready to burn, unless I'm just holding them already,
they're
you know,
already, yeah. Some of
why
these
would you
guys are
put
already holding these.
right? I don't know why you would put them out a half an hour beforehand. Like like I feel like if you're playing this game to win,
You're right, more so with these big dogs. I'm saying like some of these contests where you have to burn, like for instance, to get a legendary pack, it's the top 5 who burn the
sure,
most running backs, and like those start about a half hour before, just because you have to burn so many that you can't just wait and lock one moment that like kind of puts you over the top. But that's what's going to happen with these, like again, like the Cooper Cups. I've gone through some of the buying history, and there's like a guy who bought
yeah,
just 2 of them tonight. So he's sitting
sure,
on like 5,500 worth of ammo to snipe. So it's like if you're like looking at, you got to be thinking like what are other people buying, because what's out
yeah,
there right now versus what's going to be the end all, very different things. So
true. But I mean, just the fact that people are buying something is only one aspect of it. People who are holding things could be willing to give that up too.
Yeah, and that's where the big dogs are going to get in. And like here's the thing: what we were talking about our strategy when we kind of pitched the CJ Stroud idea. This to me is that's half of it. Like to me, this is perfect. Like this is and I would have given away the number ones, and I would have probably worked in a couple of maybe like another one or two because like you had two ultimate moments, and I feel like they got a little greedy with the packs here because 8 out of the 10 ultimate moments are in those legendary packs, and they bumped the price of those things up to $6.99. The historical legendary packs have been going for $3.99, and they got in my
there,
eyes
buddy.
they're getting like I don't like this price point. $6.99 for two historicals, most likely. There's a chance at a third. You get some rares, and there's like a 6.8% chance at an ultimate. And it's like you almost doubled the price of that pack. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like that it just like that didn't sit well with me. I just feel like that was like they got greedy on this one, I feel like. Because again, these aren't even moments that are gonna have any relevance for the whole year. They're collectible for fans of those players and stuff, whatever, but this one just didn't. I don't know. I'm usually pretty positive about pack releases, and I've liked the historical one so far, but this one just kind of felt like a little bit of a nut drag on the face here. So
yeah, I mean, I like I was kind of excited to see what they did, but I lost interest very quickly. It
yeah,
just
I really wish they would have done something like we talked about, where you could have just burned, like just take two of those,
I
two
know.
Ladanians or two Dickersons, and just throw them out there for people to have. Again, like the whole entry of the raffle idea, where
Yes,
it's like let people burn for things too. Like I love that you can like guarantee yourself one by having a big dog collection. But I feel like they really miss an opportunity to burn through a ton of like commons and uncommons. And I've heard the argument, in our Twitter, we've seen the argument that like, burning that doesn't do anything. It just, the moments will just go back down to that price. Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, great. Then do another one. Like, meaning, like, it's, you don't have to do, like when there's a 10 moment ultimate, just put one or two out there and let people, burn tons of commons for them. And that just, kind of like evaporates that supply. Because what they did was smart. Like, people want the superstars to be worth a lot more money. And they're definitely going to get that. Like Mahomes, Stroud, Cooper Kupp. Like you look through who you have to burn for the Ladanian, for the legendary stuff, for the crate, for the Dickerson. And it's all big name guys. So,
I mean, are those prices really going to jump though? I mean, really? I mean, like at the end of the day, maybe one comes out of the maybe one.
I will bet you right now, Cooper Kupp. So Cooper Kupp was people were buying Cooper Kupp for $300, $400, $500. He'll be
Cooper
up.
Kupp isn't going to be the one, but I mean, like, is Patrick Mahomes? Is anybody going to really burn a legendary Tom Brady to get a Ladanian?
I mean, someone's burning a legendary Aaron Rodgers debut.
Yeah, okay, but
there's only 39 of those things. I mean, like that's a pretty big.
The Tom Brady one's going for $7.
I understand, but it's what you're looking for. It's not what it goes for. It's what is its average sale price.
I know. And what is the average sale price of the Tom Brady?
I don't know.
I think it's like ridiculously high.
Well, then, yeah, I think someone will burn it because there's more of them left. So, I mean,
No, there's only 29 of those.
Oh, there's even less. Well, that might be why then.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I mean, when I look at this, it's like the Mahomes one would probably be the one to burn because there's so many Mahomes legendaries. I don't think it had to be a debut, right?
So the average sale price of the Tom Brady moment is only $13,000, which is pretty much the same as the Aaron Rodgers, and it cost you $7,500 to buy a Tom Brady. It only cost you $3,500 to buy an Aaron Rodgers. So that's why you're burning. That's if you're buying
right now, but I think a lot of the people that are doing this are probably holding some.
Even if I'm holding an Aaron Rodgers, I'm thinking to myself, what moment can I buy back? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm holding an Aaron Rodgers and I'm just going to burn that one, like at some level, I got to imagine the guy who's burning it either has more than one or is willing to buy it back, because you're not going to just burn your Rodgers debut again, unless you're like, just very anti Aaron Rodgers or something.
Well, I mean, I get the strategy of burning the Aaron Rodgers. I mean, again, it's like if it's got a value of 11 and you can buy them for 3, you can get a lot more mileage. Right. You can get a lot more mileage out of it. So I mean that I totally get, but I mean I gotta think the Mahomes one is got to be the one because it's not the debut is the rare anyway, so it
The
doesn't have to
debut's the
be.
rare, but like, what do you which Mahomes are you saying to burn? His legendary?
Does he's got like four of them, doesn't he?
He's got a bunch, but which one has an average sale price that's high? Is my question.
I thought the OG one. Hang on.
The Series One.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just kind of like I'm looking right now to see. So
I am too. I'm pulling it up. So his legendary Series One is. I mean, you want to burn. Its average sale price is $9,000. You can buy for $3,700. So again, why
okay,
wouldn't
so
I buy an Aaron Rodgers and get
okay,
$4,000 more of value?
Hey, listen, dude. I'm looking like you.
I'm just telling you. I just looked, and it's not. So Aaron Rodgers is the value play here because you get $4,000 more of
Yep.
of burn value, and so that's why whoever's
Yep.
burning Aaron's burning Aaron. And there's who is it that's burning Aaron? Do you remember the username that was doing it?
Scrub AD.
Okay, it doesn't look like he owns more than one, but again, it's who knows? Like again, if they're 3,500 or whatever, it's think about it. Would you pay $3,500 for a number one LaDainian Tomlinson guaranteed ultimate?
Well, let's just see.
Probably.
I mean, is Aaron Rodgers still going for is he still going for the same price? I mean, the whole thing is
he's out there right now. You can go buy an Aaron Rodgers for $3,600. I mean, a number one ultimate, since there's no jersey serial or anything like that, that's gonna come. I mean, and that's a premium player. It's not a quarterback,
Yeah, but I
that's
mean,
at
like
least
trying
worth.
to
Like
sell.
James Harrison goes for like $2,600.
Okay, let's just see though. Yeah, but a number one serial of an old school moment. I don't know, man.
And I'm saying, look at James Harrison. Even James Harrison is selling for like $2,600, and that's a defensive player.
It's sold.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And we're talking about
James Harrison Ultimate. His average sale price is $3,600.
Right.
The cheapest one you can get right now is $3,950. So
what is the most ones ever sold for?
$3,200 is the cheapest it's ever sold on Marketplace. Now, what's happened behind closed doors, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right here, I can see 3 months ago someone paid $4,150 for number one. So you're going to tell me that you wouldn't like if James Harrison's number one can go for $4,150, then I guarantee you LT or Dickerson is going to be that plus because they're offensive players and more popular.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that a Dickerson or an LT wouldn't cost more than a James Harrison?
I'm looking to see. Okay, it was bought 3 months ago. Okay, so it's not like it was bought a long time ago.
No, it was very recent. And I mean, even the middle of the pack cereals are selling for $3,200 and $3,500. That's what you can buy in Aaron Rodgers right now. If he wins with that Aaron Rodgers burn, that's a guaranteed positive return for him.
I mean, I think it is, but I don't think it's I don't think it's as great as maybe.
Of course, I mean, here's the thing: is that if you're buying an ultimate moment, you're not buying it to like move it. You're buying it because you want that player, that collection. Like, if I was like a huge Chargers fan or a huge Dickerson fan or like something like that, I'd probably be a lot more. Like whoever those folks are, they're probably very like eager to participate in this. But it's like those guys are good players. I respect them. I like them. They're both awesome. Sure. But it's just like I'm not motivated to like, go out and blow a bunch of, Aaron Rodgers. I would take the Aaron Rodgers debut personally.
Well, let's just say this. I mean, I think the number one cereal is what makes it worth it. If it wasn't the number one cereal, then it wouldn't be worth doing. But because it is, I think that's where
anyway, to get us back kind of going in a good direction here. I think it's good that they're doing this. Like, I like that this is how they're distributing the number one cereal. Reward collectors with big collections. Give them totally think this is a good idea. Where I think they missed the boat was on the back end with the lower end collectors.
Right.
give them a chance to buy a lottery ticket instead of,
Yes.
which they're doing with the hot route packs, but that's a bit of a dick slap too, because it's $9 for a 50% chance at a rare. So you're basically paying $18 for a rare, and these rares are going to be $9, $10. So it's like that's a losing proposition. They should have kept. So if they're going to do that, they should have kept hot route packs at $5, and instead they took advantage of the ultimate and they just cranked up the prices instead of cranking up the burns on the low end. So they're like
Yeah.
dicking over these guys on the low end, making them pay money to try to win, and doing the right thing on the top end and rewarding the big collectors. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little kind of, again, I don't want to be too critical here, but at the same time, I think that they could have done better.
I mean, I look at like one simple thing, and that is engagement. It's,
Yeah.
when you're doing things, you got to ask yourself, what type of engagement am I bringing to the fan base? And again, I look at this and I say, they're engaging with very few people here. It's like I'm like an average collector. If I don't get involved, fine. If somebody else does it, I don't care. I don't have to be the guy. But it's like I look at, there's so many people at our level, my level, that it's like below my level that are just going to look at this and be like, you're not
Yeah.
engaging with people. If you don't fucking engage with people, it just ruins the experience. It's like you've got all these great ideas and you throw them out there and it engages with like, you know, I could put them on my fingers and my toes. It's like it's this small
Yep.
group, and great. And I bet all the big collectors are happy, and whoever wants their stars to be worth a lot, great for you. All right, but again, that doesn't build up the product, and that is the shortfall of this whole entire experience. Is that they like to like do these great things for these big dogs, but they never do the great things for the entire rest of the group. And again,
Well,
if I'm
it's
not
not
if
even.
I
Go ahead.
fuck that. I mean, like seriously, it's like again, it's like take one of these ultimates, take the number 8, take the number one, I don't give a shit what number, take the number 9, take the worst
Sure.
cereal and put it out there. You could have taken
Yeah.
1 and taken them out of the packs, but instead you would rather make the $6.99 a pack. Like, like again, let's say there's 16 ultimates in those packs. If there was 14 and they sold maybe like, I don't know, maybe 30 less packs, it's like that financial hit they would have taken right there.
Yeah.
Instead, they could have gotten an engagement by giving away
Yep.
2 of those, just 2 of them. And people
Right.
would
By
have gone
burns.
nuts, and everybody would have been talking about it and would have built up like people getting excited about the season. And instead, they got greedy. They went that route. And again, that's just my personal take, but
No,
it's
I'm
not
totally
about
with
me
you.
getting it, but it's like it's about them thinking
Well, yeah,
about the
because the
product as a
chances of
whole.
you getting one, if
Right.
everybody's vying for it, is small. But it's giving
Yeah.
hope to people versus, because here's my problem, and I think you see it in the sales too, because the hot route packs usually sell out pretty, like, they move pretty quick. There's 13,500 hot route packs, and only less than 3,500 have sold already, and
Right.
so there's still over 10,000 sitting on the site. Now, I'm sure they'll move over time, but that's a signal to me, because not only like it's a $9 shot at not only that first ultimate on the way in, but you also get that bonus one on the way back. That's going to have I don't know who's in which. I don't know if it's Dickerson or LT, but let's say LT's on the way in, and someone's going to pull that, and then everybody's going to get the bonus packs, and then someone's going to pull a Dickerson out of the bonus packs, and so people should be excited about that, but they're not. And it's because they're doing it $9 a pack instead of $5 a pack. Again, it's like, if had they kept it at $5 a pack, I bet you they'd be 2/3 gone by now. And so again, it's just, seeing how they've like done this or whatever. It's like they've minimized the excitement level for folks. People are sitting back, and it's like looking at the Discord, looking at, some of the chats and some of the, just hearing what people are saying to me personally. Right. And it's like, oh, like it's kind of cool to, to see and to watch, but I can't really compete for this. And then the things that you can compete for, like the hot route packs, people are doing obscene burn. People have to go way over, like people are way overpaying for these packs just because that's all they can do. They're like desperate to engage. And so
Yes,
it's like, why are we not like there are people out there who have small to mid-sized collections, and they are desperate to engage and burn and or trade in or whatever and participate. and we're just not giving them those avenues right now.
That's the thing about this. I mean, again, when I
Yep.
saw this, I'm just like, there it is.
Yep.
Again,
No,
they
I
took
agree.
I think they took
It's
a great idea, and it's like they had like, I just wonder what the thought process is. I mean, I understand that at the end of the day that this product has to make X amount of dollars. Like like we've all seen that they've got to pay the NFL like a licensing fee, whatever. They're
yep.
going to have to pay like a lot of money. So maybe there's some type of thing where it's like they're like, we got to make some fucking money here. Like, and
Yeah.
maybe that's just the case. But again, like if you're going to have to maybe do that, like, I don't know, maybe like try and do it a little bit more going into the season. It's just like, we need to, I mean, I could go around and around on this, but it's just like, again, we're going to go into the season and there's going to be these just oodles of moments that need to be burnt off. And it's just, again, it's going to drag the whole thing down. And when I think of
Yep.
it, I think they should be wanting to bring the prices up so then when they sell it, they get a bigger percentage because they're selling for a higher dollar amount.
Which
And
I mean,
again,
and again, I do like what they did with the leaderboards where you have to burn like the guys you have to burn, they aren't scrubs. Like you're burning like top players in the NFL. So, and which is great. Do that for those number one cereals. Do that for the crate. That makes perfect sense. But but then I look at these packs that they've introduced with all these other historical moments, which it's like we just got through a huge historical drop where there was one for every fucking team, and now we're going to drop one more historical drop, and it's just like, I mean, you were talking about your $5 rares and your, if these
yeah,
packs don't, I mean, I don't even know if that's going to happen because they may not even sell enough of these packs to do it. Like that ultimate, eventually people will get to it, but that ultimate that's sitting out there, if it's at the end of that 13,500 pack run, I don't know if they did, but I will be very surprised if that ultimate gets pulled before the first 10,000 packs sell. Like,
yeah,
I know that it's randomized, but I'll bet you that ultimate moment doesn't show up in the first 10,000 packs because once that moment gets pulled out of those hot route
right.
packs,
It's
they're
over.
not going to sell anymore.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to
So
drop the price or something. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to put them
yeah,
on
they're
like
gonna have
a
to start giving them, like they're gonna do burn challenges for those packs or give them. I mean, do something because
yeah,
there's no one who's gonna buy them,
yeah,
especially once
yeah,
that ultimate's gone. Like it's the, I mean, yeah, the 3,000 packs that have sold now are probably just people who are like, like, oh, I'll just, I mean, I know a few people have pulled the legendary here and there. Good for them. That's great. And it's
yep,
probably like kind of probing in that regard. But it's like, yeah, they're like people are really probing for the ultimate. That's what they're really like kind of just, buying a few packs to see.
yes, and good for them for doing an ultimate release. But again, I look back and I say, weren't there? I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that there was actually any ultimate plays from last season that were
Just the
released.
Super Bowl.
Just the Super Bowl, right? But it was like
Yep.
the John Elway, the Joe Montana. It was like all historical guys. And again,
Yep.
to be ultimate, it should be really great. But I mean, again, did they ever do the Justin Jefferson play against Buffalo? Did that became that's an
Yep.
ultimate, right?
That's the
It's
one
like
where there's only 4 of them.
okay. I feel as though that there probably was some play that happened last season where I feel like they could have done something that would have had more, again, like gamification or something that's like more of a current player that, I don't know, would just have a little bit more to it. Because, like to your point, LaDainian Tomlinson, it's just a collection piece.
Yep.
So I don't know. I, I hate to be down on it. I know that they're trying to do. There's probably a lot more to this than we understand. But as somebody who's kind of a fan of the product and was really kind of, I think maybe I thought this might be like a Christmas morning scenario where, oh, like they finally got it. They're listening to the people. This is going to be it. And it was just like a it was just one of those. So
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a bummer. I don't know. It's just we didn't need another release this close to the season of historicals. It's just we just didn't like. I know that they haven't even closed the 2023 season. I would have way, 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 way rather got like I know they have that Road to 100 set, and I feel
yeah,
like like Road to 100. What? Like I'm assuming it's 100 moments in the set. So it's like I would rather have them, like churn out whatever the next 20 or however many moments they need to complete that set,
By the time
and
they get
make it
to 100,
100.
half the guys are going to be retired, dude.
I mean, well, that's just it. Is that the set that they've said that the set for last year will close basically right at the first week of this season, and so, um, so it's
then
like
there's another,
yeah, there's going to be another drop probably then between now and then. I mean, I'm assuming like again, Road to 100 had to be 100 something, and I'm assuming it's 100 moments in the series, but I don't know like what is the road to 100 what? So
I mean, how many packs are there?
of what?
For the legendary packs.
245.
I thought it was 254. Was it 245?
Maybe it's 254, but let's just say 250 and call it call it a day.
Okay, so it was 250, and they were. So, let me think here. I mean,
all right, bookie. Well, you're doing math. I'm gonna close out my thoughts on the Road to 100.
Okay.
There are 22 moments missing from the Road to 100. That's probably going to be a drop. Like there's probably going to be a Road to 100 drop or something where they do those last 22 moments and get the series to 100.
Yeah, you're right.
Or something. Probably not all 22 will be in the drop. It'll probably be like they'll probably do a drop. They'll mix in a bunch of bullshit commons from last year that they're still sitting on, like those base sets. And each hot route pack will cost $7. Have one of the Road to 100 moments. There'll be like 19 of them. You'll have to get all 19 to lock them up and get the last 3, and then that'll get you to 22, and that'll finish out the Road to 100. There's my prediction for how they finish the Road to 100.
Exciting.
Well, as someone who has most, I think, I don't know. Anyway, that's a set that I would be willing to collect out of the stupidity that I think it's actually going to have some utility next year, which it probably will not.
Yeah.
But I'll fall for that one.
We'll use it with my team moments.
Yeah, and we'll use it with the team NFTs from season 1 that everybody bought.
Yeah. I realize we're kind of being a little negative here again.
Well, you know what? Hey, here's the thing. We're being real. Like, I'm not like, look, I think we're very positive about this product overall. I still love it. Like, I still want it to succeed. But I'm just going to say, like, sometimes sometimes you nail it. Sometimes not so much. This doesn't feel good. It feels like a lot of moments that didn't need to get introduced that, like, why? Like,
I mean,
there's fatigue.
How many legendaries came out of this whole historical run this summer? I mean, what is going to be the price? What is going to be the price of the legendary?
I think the big difference is going to be historical versus non-historical.
Right, but again, why don't they just do a historical, bonfire? I mean, it's just.
Legendaries just don't have the allure that they used to. So
not even close.
A quick scan here says 78 in the 2024 historical release. There are 78 legendaries. And then add in the 15 that they're adding in right now. There's the Road to 100. Shit, they're gonna hit 100 legendaries before they hit just 100 in the series.
Jesus Christ.
I think, to me, that says a lot. The fact that the Road to 100 series from last year, all those rewards, there's 78 moments in there currently. And in just legendaries alone, from all of the historical drops this offseason, there are 78. And we just dropped another 15. So
I smell desperation here.
Why are there more legend? Like, what? It doesn't make sense. There shouldn't be so many legendaries because it's like it devalues the concept of a legendary.
Oh, I know. And they're doing like they haven't done like a 39, 29, anything below I think 49.
No, they're all 59.
Right.
Well, I take that back. They're not all 59 because the ones you had to lock for are in the 20 to 30 range.
Okay. Right. Right. Okay. But again, the majority. I mean,
Yeah.
at least they're not doing 99s anymore. Jesus.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, oh God, how long is it before a lot of these, like, I mean, when I look at like the legendary landscape, like Corey Dillon, we saw him get to, I think we saw him get to what, $95, I want to say. So we
99, I
saw
think.
saw a sub
Maybe it's
100
95.
legendary,
Right.
but
I feel like
he
you're
did,
going to be able to pick up the crate of legendaries, maybe minus a couple people, for a really cheap price. Now, again, like maybe it makes sense to like with the Cooper Cup dropping in price, maybe it makes sense there. I get all that, but I'm just saying to pick up all these legendaries, like how about this? What do you think it would cost to get majority of these legendaries in a year?
I mean,
You know,
probably in the 150 range, I'm guessing.
you think 150 a piece?
Average. I'm saying some will be like 100, some will be 200. I'm saying to get the full set plus the ones you lock for, it
I'm
it'll
saying the
be
one like minus the ones you lock for. I think I wonder, like like a year from now, like next summer as we go into like another, like it could be like another. Who knows? I
there
don't
are
know.
some. I think each series has a few of those players that are worth, like, again, Dickerson is a great, like Dickerson's a great one to
Why?
go after. There's an Earl Campbell legendary you can lock for in this one, which is like, I mean, again, if you're just like a fan of old school football and like old school running backs, like Earl Campbell to me is like, just one of those guys. Like he's just, you know, I love watching like like the man really, you want to talk about people who like sacrifice their bodies and their,
Sure.
livelihood for the game, and that's someone who did. And so it's like, to me it's like, yeah. But it's like Jamal Charles, like there's some debuts, right? There's a Jamal Charles debut. There's a Steven
Yeah.
Jackson debut in there. There's the Derek Thomas 8-sack game against the Seahawks where he just terrorized Dave Craig.
Yep.
There's Dante Hall in there. Your favorite, Bruce Smith's got another moment.
Are you
There's the
shitting me?
99 there's the 99-yard run from Dorsett, which is a big one. Rich Gannon's in there, Sean
Yeah.
Merriman, whatever, Tiki Barber, whatever. Herschel Walker, his
Yeah, I saw that
debut
one.
is a legendary in there. And then Dickerson's obviously in there, and Jaworski, which, but again, like, so some moments that are like kind of but there's some big names in there. Again, like, to me, that Derek Thomas one,
Yeah.
that's a huge, like, I mean, I just, that game is like a memory for me. So that's a big
Yes.
one. I mean, the Dorsett run's pretty old, but I mean, that's, a 99-yard touchdown run. That's a
Sure.
very,
Sure. Yeah, that's a good one.
so,
Yeah. I mean, it
and then
sounds
you
like there's a
lock,
few good ones.
you're locking for Dickerson, or no, not Dickerson. You're locking for Tomlinson, Campbell, and Curtis Martin, I think, are the three that you're locking
Hmm.
for.
Okay.
So,
Eh, I mean, this is one of the episodes where I feel like I kind of, that's how I
yeah.
feel. I just,
Look, like I
I
said,
really, I
this
really
is
just
one of our
wonder
more
where we're going.
negative takes, and I don't think I think it's warranted. Like, again, I don't, it
It's
felt
not
like,
even,
it feels, the vintage felt like a money grab, but I was okay with it because I was like, I get it. They're making their off-season money. That's fine.
yeah.
This feels like it's like really another one again. So,
It just feels so average. It just feels like, like
well,
I don't
but
even, I don't really even feel
here's what I
about it.
will say though. It is average, but by adding the ultimates and adding the leaderboards, they're going to spice it up for part of the user base and some
Correct.
people to
Correct.
watch. So they might sneak this one through. But the one thing I'll say that's not sneaking through, the turd that's floating in the bowl that won't go down, is the hot route packs. They're, again, I'll be really curious to see if they don't have to get to a point where they're like, buy one, get one, or, like some sort of promotion, or buy two,
No,
get
they'll just
one,
give
or
them away. They'll give them away. I mean,
I don't think they'll give them away because they don't seem to want to give things away right now. They seem to be very hell bent on, we need to sell things.
and I get that. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll be very curious to see. I mean, the legendary packs will sell out. I'm guessing they'll sell out. I should say.
Have
I
they
don't
sold
know.
out?
Well, they can't. It's a pre-order,
A
but
pre-order,
they haven't
okay.
announced. They haven't done that thing where they're like, "Oh, we got." I mean, you can order. I think the maximum there you can get up to. You can put in for up to 25 of them. So,
I'm surprised it's not 600.
I mean, well, there's only 245, but yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Um,
But yeah, it's there as of right now. There's nothing on the site that says like, oh, there's like usually it'll get to a point where there's like more packs ordered than available, and they haven't hit that yet. So
yeah. Yeah. Well, the one positive is the season's coming. I'm excited for the season. I'm
me
looking
too.
forward to actual football.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some really great new moments coming up. I'm not gonna sit here and dwell on this, but I mean, I do think that this kind of just my feeling about All Day and kind of making that comeback and like let's go. It sinks me a little bit. It makes me just go like
Yeah.
who is running this product? Like, do they get it or do they not get it? And I'm tired of believing in people that maybe just don't get it. I don't know.
They run this product like they got a user base of about 20,000 people, and they don't. They got
Right.
like 2, maybe 3,000. And
Right.
so they're running it's just, I don't know. Yeah, I'm concerned. I guess it is, we try to stay optimistic and hope that there's more people that are going to come in and eventually, kind of bring this thing up. But it's like, that's going to be a tough sell when you come in and there's just not, it just doesn't look good right now. Like there's just, when like these legendaries that are supposed to be, like there are people out there who bought Cooper Cup for $5,000, and now people are buying them for 500, 1/10 of that, just to burn to get some $100 legendaries, $150 legendaries, get a crate of them.
Yeah.
It's not a great look. So
No.
again, maybe again, I think the crypto market is still real rocky. I know there's a lot of different opinions, and maybe that coming back will help this or whatever, but it's it's still tough sledding right now, and we're about to get in the season, so things are gonna we're putting lipstick on this pig pretty soon here anyway, just because once we get in the season, there's just that euphoria of football being back. So
Correct.
preseason football kicks off in less than 24 hours. We got our Bears
Right.
Texans contest live. We're going to pull a winner tomorrow before the game.
That's
got some
exciting.
good engagement on that. So thanks everybody for retweeting and getting us out there. We'll be doing more of those throughout the preseason. And we're going to take a little bit of a different angle, I think, the rest of the preseason, right? Like we've been talking about, we'll still talk about the all day packs and such and what happens, but we're going to do a little bit of a kind of a preview of the NFL as we're going to kind of go through and talk about what's coming up this season for different teams and what expectations are and where we see things kind of falling and how that relates to moments and a little bit of that, a little bit of maybe just a sprinkle of fantasy in there, which I know you love. And then, we'll be doing that over the next few weeks and getting those out there. So, so stay tuned for those, and
Yep.
We'll be seeing you again soon.
All right. Well, let's get out of here.
All right.
Peace.